lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.
Beyond.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Beyond, episode 195. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside He Only Does Everything, Colin Moriarty.
Can you find this Lev Seaton sectional anywhere else for cheap? I doubt it.
The Tech Tower, Scott Lowe.
What's up?
And making his long-awaited Podcast Beyond return, the News Hound, Jim Reilly.
Demon Souls.
No, do the bark.
I'm not doing the bark.
Come on, you've been gone for weeks, months, Jim.
Years.
Are you excited to be back? You've been gone a long
Somewhat.
time.
It's been.
You're somewhat excited?
Like seven months since my last confession, I think, right?
7 months? Jeez,
It was December,
Louise.
I think. Was the infamous show?
The infamous show.
Not the game infamous, but the infamous show.
I don't know why it was the infamous show. What did you do on the
It
infamous
was
show?
the fat asses episode.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. You don't date girls with fat asses. Yeah, that was that. It was like one of the Christmas break ones, right?
Yep.
I like your...
Is that what drove you away?
No.
You went into
I just need a break.
Okay. You don't want to burn out. Better don't burn out.
I do like, Jim was kind of appearing, I think much like Scott Lowe has been appearing lately, as in like semi-regularly.
Yeah, a semi-regular.
And I feel like he maybe felt like he overexposed himself.
I understand. You don't want him.
I don't
overexposing
know.
himself.
So I was on the Girl Fight podcast.
50. Yeah, they just
Episode
celebrated 50.
And they laid off half the staff on that podcast. So good luck to you guys.
Oh, thank you. You're saying you're the kiss of death. Yep. I think you've been around long enough that we can withstand it. I think we're immune to you.
Okay. I hope you're ready to talk about Demon Souls.
We are. We have a Demon Souls question. Would you like to start with that?
No.
No, we're too bad. That's how it's starting. Where is the Demon Souls? There you go. Alan writes in, says Beyond. Is there anything you want in Dark Souls, Jim, that wasn't in Demon Souls?
Okay, just so everybody knows, Dark Souls is the spiritual successor to Demon Souls.
Uh-huh.
No related to stories or anything like that.
It's being put out by Atlas as well.
No, it's not.
What?
Yeah.
What? To explain. All right. So if listeners here right now, they only play popular games, the games people like. What was Demon Souls?
It's one of the greatest games of the generation.
Okay. You were a ghost, right? And you walked around, and there were blood spots. And
No.
Then you kept getting killed.
No. It's an action RPG.
Okay.
Yep. Pretty much about it.
Okay. It had an extensive online,
online.
but not online like playing with people. You found
can
notes.
leave messages for people. You can leave fake messages like I do.
Yeah.
Say jump off here and you die.
Every time you died and came back, the game got harder, right?
To a degree.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Jim Reilly's mean.
So I've beaten this game 6 times on my 7th playthrough. I'm playing through the...
You platinumed it.
I platinumed it. I'm playing through a import version to get that platinum trophy.
You're welcome, Jim.
Thanks, Colin. It's part of, well, thanks to one.
Oh, you got the Japanese. Yeah, I see.
So yeah, Dark Souls sequel coming out October 4th. Pre-order now at your retailer.
Jim's shilling for this game.
What do I want? I just want the same game basically.
That's how I feel about Mega Man.
The only thing I would
Amen.
want is be able to connect with people online a little bit easier because the way it is now, you can kind of you just have to. It's just like a roll of the dice, a crapshoot of who you're gonna get in your game.
Yeah.
You can't like send a message and connect that way.
Gotcha. So like you and I couldn't easily play together. I couldn't just.
It's
see your
based on
messages.
a level.
Gotcha.
So like if you're level 1, it's like 1 through 30 you can only play together, and then 30 to 60. So it's you can't have a level 200 player playing with someone who's at level 2. But yeah, just something a little bit easier like that.
Okay.
But I just want the same game over and over again.
All right.
Pretty much.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, if you've never heard Podcast Beyond before, we're IGN.com's official PlayStation podcast every week. We come to you on a Thursday with tons of stuff like what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. Scott Lowe, you do the honors.
What?
You do the honors. You read it down there. Let's hear your sultry tones, the Tech Tower's tones.
Well, I can get really sultry.
Okay.
You gotta tell me what level of sultry you want.
Start it off
like,
with
do you want it like wet your pants sexy?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I don't see why not, really.
Well, you're not going to get that. It's too early in the morning for that. All right. Number 1. Limbo is coming to the PlayStation Network. Specifics such as exact date and price aren't available yet, but developer Playdead has confirmed that it will continue to come to PSN soon. PlayStation later tweeted to confirm that the game will be available sometime in July and that more details will surface soon.
I played it last year.
Okay.
But you didn't with a DualShock controller.
Yeah,
Jim.
now you get trophies. That makes it better.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Trophies are kind of hard in that game, I think. Some of them.
Yeah, they were actually. You had to find all the
eggs or
yeah,
whatever.
Well, I mean, now there's so many guides. I
I'm
guess it's gonna be
stuck.
easier.
Maybe the Beyond community can help me on this. So in
the game?
Yeah,
Of
in the
Limbo?
Game. Yeah.
The Xbox game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Spoilers for everybody who hasn't played it who only has PS3.
All right, if you're, yeah.
No,
Turn
just
the
giving you a hard
podcast
time.
down for 5 minutes.
No, but if for anybody who's played it on the other platforms it's available for, I'm stuck at a point where you're kind of like looking at this electric sign that like kind of like flickers
Hotel.
on and off. Yeah, the hotel
Yeah.
sign. And I don't know how to get like you go down and there's like a big empty like
You have,
crevasse.
you have to time your jumps.
But no matter how many times I tried it, I couldn't time it right. Like because you can't really make a clear jump and onto it. So you just sort of hang, and then you have to climb. And by the time you climb up, it like reignites, and you die.
I don't remember.
If you have the answers to these questions, to this problem of mine,
Scott
email.
Lowe, I'd suggest you go to guides.ign.com.
That requires so much more work.
Jeez.
And I wanted a personalized flair from the community.
Okay,
but,
fine.
you know,
Where
thank
do
you.
where do you want them to email you?
You can email my podcast emailing list, techfetish@ign.com,
Okay.
because I read that.
Cross pollination.
What do you mean you read them? We read them.
What? No,
You read-
I don't read beyond emails because I'm not on that list. Is what I
Gotcha,
mean.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Remember,
Yeah.
if you want to be part of this show, beyond at IGN.com.
Number 2. According to a report, a PlayStation 3 price cut is possible and may be announced at Gamescom this August. Whether or not this is merely a rumor has yet to be determined, though a price cut would certainly make sense.
Sounds like a real good story right there.
How
Did
much?
you write it?
No.
How much do you guys think it's going to be?
$250.
You think so?
You think they're not going to go for the 200?
No, I don't see. To get a little price cut in there, or maybe 250 with a bundled game or something like that. I don't know. I think
So-
or a move.
They confirmed in Japan, at least, they're doing a new model of the PS3, making it cheaper. So it suggests that there's going to be a price cut.
Removing those really expensive LEDs.
LED lights, that was where it was.
What is it? What do they have now? Is it $299 and $399 SKUs?
Yes.
What do they have?
Yeah, that's right.
See, I think rather than getting price drop, we'll just see more value to those SKUs. So we'll get a bigger hard drive or whatever, more different games, but I don't think we'll see $200.
The concern about dropping it too low, right, is then the Vita comes out, right, and it's more than the PS3, in which, I mean, granted, new system, portable, Wi-Fi, 3G.
I can see them doing like similar to what Microsoft did with the arcade model of the 360, where it's like got like the bare minimum in terms of hard drive space. I mean, because I'm thinking back now, the launch system that I have has a whopping 20 gigs of space.
Right.
So I can easily see them bringing back something like that and really kind of getting it down to that 200 price point while maintaining the higher end SKUs.
I think they'll keep the $299 SKU. They'll just add like a Move controller with it or something.
Yeah, they got to get the move out there and maybe some games. I don't know. Maybe PS Plus. I mean, you could have like all sorts of like incentives to get people to buy more PS3s. And like I was saying a long time ago, before we knew anything really about Vita, which was like I suspect that they're going to bundle PS3 and Vita together.
That'd be
You're
awesome.
crazy, Colin. You're crazy.
Why do you think that?
That's crazy talk.
That would be
Why?
expensive.
That's crazy, Colin.
Why?
It's crazy.
Why?
It's just crazy.
Why is that
You would
crazy?
never bundle your two products together.
Why not?
It just makes
They
no
bundle
sense.
products together all the time.
Why wouldn't you like have a PS3 and Vita for $500?
Who would buy that?
I don't know. People that don't have a PS3 yet.
Or Vita.
To stress
I don't
the
know.
cross pollination between.
I
the,
think
That's crazy talk.
I don't think we'll see that SKU at launch. I think it'll be like a year later once developers really start getting into the cross pollination between the two platforms. I think then it would make more sense.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, I think that they'll come together and
I bet it'll be a Sam's Club bundle right away.
Oh yeah, well they bundle everything.
Remember that?
together.
Yeah, you got here's the Nintendo 64
And a
Wave
footlong
Race
sandwich.
and 4 more controllers. Like Jesus Christ, it's all in a
Yeah.
giant plastic.
Yeah, the
bubble
plastic.
wrap.
Yeah. Or like the games that they put in like the plastic cases, and they're just sitting. It's just two random games that someone put in a box.
Yeah.
Why spend money on packaging when you could just wrap it in saran wrap?
That's true.
Yep.
Onward.
Number 3, Respawn Entertainment, the studio created by ex-Infinity Ward founders Vince Zampella and Jason West, have begun teasing its new game. A lone blurry screenshot has been released, along with scant details about the game itself. The game is described as a multi-platform product based on a new video game IP and funded through a publishing deal with Electronic Arts.
Yeah, that screenshot was like, what the hell is this? Did you see it? Did you guys see that screenshot? It was great.
Yeah, it looked like the Avatar world, whatever it was.
Yeah, it looked a little dark, it looked a little dreary,
I don't know. I'm concerned.
cloudy. Why?
Because EA Partners is pretty much crap right now.
Yeah, but why would this be? Why would
Alice, no marketing on that. Shout
Yeah,
out
there
to
was
them,
that came
marketing.
out super quiet.
I can't think
of one EA Partners game that has done insanely well.
I think we can safely assume that they're going to dump as much money into this as possible.
I don't know.
Just slapping the title from the creators of Call of Duty on there.
Yeah, I wonder what it's gonna be. Like
There's talk that people have been reading into quotes from executives saying that it could be like a sci-fi shooter and not a war shooter, which makes sense, kind of. I think
A Halo killer.
you don't want to. You're not going to make when you partner with a publisher that has Battlefield and Medal of Honor, and then make another game just like that. But
Well, and there was rumors prior to them actually disbanding, or like going from Infinity Ward that they were like wanting to do a sci-fi shooter.
yeah,
So
It would be cool. I want them to do a children's game that requires the use of PlayStation Move.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Carnival games. I want them to take over development of Carnival games.
That would be big.
that'd be huge. Number 4. Activision has registered new GoldenEye internet domain, suggesting that more GoldenEye might be coming soon. The domains registered include GoldenEyeReloadedGame.com and GoldenEye 007 GamerReloaded.com.
That's the longest URL ever.
Yeah, that's so dumb. There's no word on what these titles could be, although I'm assuming they're reloaded in some sense. GoldenEye 007 came to the Wii last year, commemorating the original GoldenEye N64 game from the late 90s. Could this be a simple port of the newer game to other consoles? We'll find out
I
soon.
doubt it.
It probably is.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it probably
Bringing over the Wii game and up-resing it?
Yeah, I think it's probably exactly what it is.
I still think it's funny that no one's made a good GoldenEye game since the N64 game.
Good 007.
I don't find that funny really at all. I mean,
I think it's hilarious.
I think it's sad. You know what I liked? I kind of like Nightfire. Remember that one?
Nope.
I kind of like that game. That came out in like 2003, I think. I wrote the guide for it.
Oh.
It was
I
good.
know. I just remember doing speed runs through the levels to unlock the cheats.
Yeah.
Man, those are awesome days.
Yeah.
Those were awesome
007
days.
was great. GoldenEye was awesome.
Because if you strafe left and right, that made you move faster than running straight. So you had to like strafe around corners because it make you go faster. Oh man, so good.
we found Jim Reilly's hidden tastes in games.
I don't think it's hidden. He's a Demon Souls addict.
Well,
He likes hard stuff. He likes challenge. He likes being pushed.
yeah.
PrepareToDie.com.
Is that Dark Souls?
Why are you?
Jim's. Can you talk? You want to talk about your quest to get the shield in the game?
What? Oh, that's right. You can. So Namco is doing a contest where you can design your own shield, and the fans are going to vote on the entries, and then eventually developers will pick from 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever, however many are voted into it. And if you win, you get your name in the game and your shield, like your name in the credits. And your shield is one of the items.
And you're doing it.
So I'm making Altano do it for me.
Brian Altano, he's a features editor here. He does a lot of the arty stuff you see.
He went to art school or something.
If you looked at Colin's PlayStation Plus 1 year later feature, he did all the graphs in there.
Yes.
So I'm gonna pay him money to do that for me.
And I've heard there's talk of either a hamburger or a pizza shield.
So I haven't nailed down the
hamburger
details yet.
shield.
You can
sounds
submit
great.
up to 3
Doesn't it?
entries. 3 entries. So I'm gonna do one like funny one, one serious design.
Is your face going to be on one of them?
No.
That'd be awesome.
I really should. It really should.
And they just lift up Jim's head.
But I don't know if you can pick like the attributes to the shield. Like shields can make you like magic regenerate, or health regenerate. Or
What do you want yours to do?
I don't know.
Hunger.
+5 to charisma.
I think poison resistance would be good.
Poison resistance. That's yours.
Because being poisoned in that game is a pain in the ass.
It's interesting. I hope you win.
We'll see.
Number 5. The Supreme Court has spoken, and California's violent video game law has been nixed. In a 7-2 decision, the court struck down the proposed law, citing its infringement of the First Amendment. We have the full decision with all opinions on IGN.
Yeah, we linked to the PDF, which is lengthy.
Yeah, you should read David Jaffe's comments on that because it was awesome.
Yeah, he wasn't thrilled with anything.
In what sense? What was he not thrilled about?
He doesn't seem to be thrilled about anything in
He
general.
thought that
To be perfectly honest.
He just said it was all bullshit and the media sucks.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourselves.
pretty much. That was pretty much the gist of it. That this was a non-issue, and that games media shouldn't have been covering it to begin with. That this was just a
To the extent that they did. And celebrating it.
Yeah, people were making it out to be like party in the streets, kiss you're a sailor, kiss a nurse, kind of thing. Like it was
Kiss a nurse. You're a sailor, kiss a nurse.
Yeah.
Like World War II?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that was the reference I was making.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. He was saying that, and then somebody else, was he the one who said that this is just a big boon for companies or whatever? This is, I don't know. Somebody had a comment. I don't know. Jim, did this matter? Did this Supreme Court decision matter? Basically, they said you couldn't sell M-rated games to minors in California, and the Supreme Court said that's bullshit.
Well, you don't want the state, looking into that and having, because developers would then not have full control, I guess, in like what is sold and what they can make. You don't want the state getting its hands into creative.
I think the most significant part of it was that there's now precedent, because basically the statement of the ruling is actually documented is that it's saying that video games are considered pieces of
art now.
art, and therefore are protected. So it's really just being able to whenever someone brings something up in the future, it's like, well, this previous ruling says that it's art.
So the next time Roger Ebert fires off his mouth about someone who's not dead, we can point to this decision and be like, there it is.
Yeah, shut your mouth. Anyways, number 6, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion is getting a re-release this summer to commemorate the 5th anniversary.
Scott Lowe, I can't wait to get the trophies in that game.
You really gonna go back and play it and get all the trophies?
Keep reading.
But after much speculation, Bethesda has confirmed that Oblivion's re-release will not be matched for trophies.
Damn it!
You guys set me up for that.
Yeah,
one.
we
I
did.
don't know why you guys care about this.
Officially,
Trophies?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Trophies for a 5-year-old game.
I haven't played Elder Scrolls, so I wouldn't mind fooling around with it, getting a few silvers, a couple bronzes.
So you're not going to play just because you won't get trophies?
Put on a hat. I sincerely doubt I really doubt
I doubt it.
I doubt it. I'll wait for Skyrim now. What's the point? Why go back and play a really old game? Old game is old, Jim. I got new games to play.
No, let's not do this again.
Oh, okay.
We're going to play Limbo when it comes out next month.
Oh, yeah, because it has trophies.
Yeah.
Is it next month already? Did I miss that?
It's July.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jeez. Good job. A great game, Limbo. And it's
July
short.
is-
I don't know. Trophies haven't been confirmed for it. Maybe you should ask.
They have to be in.
They have to be. Don't worry about that. Don't you worry about that.
I know. I'm just kidding.
there will be an uprising. Number 7, Call of Duty XP 2011 has been revealed. Akin to a fan-based annual event like BlizzCon, Call of Duty XP has been described as the ultimate fan experience and will take place over 2 days in Los Angeles. Tickets will cost $150
Jeez Louise.
through Activision, though Activision has promised that 100% of the proceeds will be donated to its nonprofit organization called the Call of Duty Endowment. The event which gives money to veterans, by the way. The event will focus around Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty Elite, giving gamers hands-on with the former and explaining more about the latter.
Scott Lowe, you're a big COD nerd. You own? You gonna go?
I kind
Booking
of
your
want.
tickets?
I feel ashamed to say so, but I kind of want to go just to see it because I love going to trade shows that are kind of like a spectacle, and this seems like it'll be a spectacle. They've got actually like a paintball level base, paintball arena built to look like one of the multiplayer levels, like to
that's
scale,
cool.
which is pretty awesome. So people can actually, as if they're playing the
Yeah,
game, and I think that's pretty cool. And there's like a bunch of other kind of like really kind of interesting. There's like competitive elements. Like I don't play competitively, but like it would be fun to go watch and see this. But yeah, I don't.
We
know
have to go cover it. We should send Jim.
Nope. He'll bring his trademark enthusiasm.
Funny story here.
Lay it on me. I've been waiting.
E3. I like to talk to the Activision PR people.
Yeah, of course.
And they're like, "Hey, you should come check out Modern Warfare 3 demo." I was like, "All right, I got no time, or I have plenty of time, but I can go." And so
What?
I go in, I sit down, and they showed the demo. It's like me and maybe 10 other people.
Yeah. Anybody famous?
No,
Dan Shu?
It's the new Spec Ops mode, right?
no. This was the demo they showed at the press conference.
Oh, the single player thing.
And then they showed a different level after that. And then after it was over, everyone just got up and left. I was like, "Thanks for coming." There was no like excitement. Everyone was just like, "Huh, okay, Modern Warfare 3, whatever."
I gotcha.
I don't know about that game.
Colin.
Yeah.
I don't want to break any embargoes here.
Okay.
But are you allowed to talk about ResistCon yet? Is that when's
Let's
ResistCon happening?
Let's
What
keep
is
that.
this on?
Let's keep that under the hat. for
Okay,
now.
okay, sorry.
It's gonna take place on the Chimera homeworld.
Let me ask you guys: have you guys ever gotten 2 platinums in one game before?
No, I started the quest to do it with the Sonic Ultimate
I
Genesis
have- I have
collection,
2
and then
platinums in that
I
game.
bailed on that.
How do you get 2 platinum?
You play the import version if it is different.
Yeah,
I
I have
doing
played the
Demon
Australian
Souls.
version. I played Sega Genesis collection and then Sega Mega Drive collection, and it's 2 different trophies. It's the same trophies, but twice.
Yeah. That mean bean machine would have killed me.
You gotta just use the cross media bar.
Yeah, I
to
know. You
pause
gotta
the
save
game.
your ass off. Yeah, I remember. I just could not. I probably would have cried again.
Yeah, it sucks. That one does.
So there's 4 different versions of Demon Souls.
Oh my god, are you
You
gonna get
could
all 4 of
theoretically
them?
get. I don't know. I was thinking about it this morning while I was changing, and I'm sure there's someone out there that's done it, right?
Yeah.
Because once you figure out how the game works, you can probably, a lot of it is just getting the items, and you can trade items in games.
Uh-huh.
So you have like your friend with go over your friend's house with their PS3 and then hook it up and then connect with different that way. But I don't know, man. I was trying to think like if I got.
Have you started the Japanese one yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got about 5 trophies in it so far.
Okay.
I was thinking like if I got dual platinums, Demon Souls,
Yeah.
my dick would feel real big. If I got 4 platinums, I don't know.
Just go around to bars saying that to women.
Guess how many Demon Souls
Like,
platinums I got?
beating the game isn't an issue. It's just a lot of like you're gonna have to play it like 4 times, and I don't know.
Not 4 times not being able, or 3 of those times you can't understand the language.
No, so the version I have it's called the Asian Chinese English version. or something.
Okay.
So it's in English, but there are some text differences. So items are called different things.
Gotcha.
Instead of a shard of Bladestone, it's a splinter of Bladestone.
Oh.
Very interesting.
Oh, very interesting.
That
Go
makes
on.
that's so much sense. Like, I don't understand that.
But I think I'm gonna try to get a double platinum. I think that's my goal this summer. We got
That'd be impressive.
nothing coming out in July or August.
NCAA football.
Well,
Catherine.
Deuce X.
Oh, Catherine.
I can put Catherine on the shelf for Demon Souls.
Breaking her arm's heart.
Hey, I'm still plugging Demon Souls. You should buy it. It came out 2 years ago. I think it's like $10 now.
Number 8. Sony has confirmed that an Uncharted dual pack, which will include Drake's Fortune and Among Thieves, will be released on July 22nd. 2 more already revealed dual packs, one for Resistance and Resistance 2, and the other for Ratchet and Clank games A Crack in Time and Tools of Destruction, will reportedly be out in the same day.
Is that confirmed for the States or is that just Europe?
It didn't. The article didn't really specify,
Okay.
so I assume that's obviously going to come out here. I just don't know that.
I mean, the Resistance one for sure is, so it doesn't surprise
Yeah, I
me.
don't see why.
Are
they
these
wouldn't
on
release those here.
double discs or on
No,
one?
it's you open it up and there's gonna be 2 discs inside. It's just a dual pack.
That's what I asked. I said double discs.
I apologize. I jumped the gun on that one, Jim. I take that back. All right.
How are they assembled in the package?
Unknown.
What's
It's
the
an
manual
unknown
like?
variable.
Well, that's a key detail because right, we've never seen 2 discs in one PS3 case.
It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
that's
have.
true. What game had 2 discs?
I think the Batman Collector's Edition did. They
Oh,
put that
okay.
thing in the they put a flip thing in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Garbage.
They
I've
could
seen
probably,
Blu-ray casing like that. so-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
I
yeah.
feel like they could fit Resistance and Resistance 2 on one disc.
I bet they'll announce it at ResistCon.
We are on the Chimera and Homeworld, like
Yeah.
I said. More
Yeah.
details coming soon.
Number 9. Dead Rising 2 Off the Record has a release date. Capcom has revealed that gamers can expect the game in North America on October 11th, while Europeans can get the same game on Colin's birthday, October 14th. It will cost $40, as it is basically a reskin version of last year's Dead Rising 2.
How much do they say is that going to cost? Is there any price?
Just-
$40. That is basically a
You're not
reskin.
listening to me when I speak.
I was looking at my Coke can. Yeah, I think here I've said this before. Dead Rising 1, favorite game on Xbox.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dead Rising 2, not my favorite game.
Dead
on
Rising
Xbox.
2 was really boring, I gotta say.
All I wanted to do was
I
take
enjoyed it.
photos, get my PP points, taking photos.
Yeah.
Your PP points?
And
That's what they call it.
they removed it from Dead Rising 2.
Yeah.
I
So
can't
this
believe
is my version I'm gonna get.
I can't believe it's taking them that long to release this thing. I mean, since it is literally.
Well, I think they're
no,
trying
so-
to give time between releases, right? I mean, it is happening in the same
I
Fortune
talked to Christian
City.
Svensson about this.
Who?
Business development at Capcom.
Okay.
Posted a pre-E3 interview about this game.
Okay.
He said it's not just a port, a reskin. There's gonna be lots of new content. Still set in the same Fortune City, but whole new game.
Okay.
So this seems to be, I mean, that the game that they wanted to make. Yep. I mean, or that the fans wanted with the characters.
Yeah, the fans for sure. They all wanted Frank West.
Yeah.
But now he's ugly and fat, I hear. That's the big complaint I get all the time.
I don't know.
He's covered wars, you know.
I enjoyed parts of the game, but like,
What, Dead Rising 2?
yeah, but
Yeah.
I never played the original Dead Rising.
That's awesome.
But it just seemed like it was just boring. It was just this huge game where like you just ran around a mall and there was just zombies coming to get you the entire time.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, and I'd love to see a massively open zombie game that actually takes more of like a gritty approach. Like, I mean, I know like Dead Rising was all about just having fun and like just destroying zombies with like any number of items. But like somebody out there, please.
There's a game coming from Undead Labs, I think it's called. They're making a zombie game. It's like an open world survival.
Like, give me Walking Dead the game.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
What does Dead Island do for you? You looking at any Dead Island stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like the tropical thing, like, because that again just kind of makes it cartoonish. For
Too
me. I
bright.
want to see it in like a decrepit, like kind of beat down city
Gotcha.
where you're just like.
That's my
sifting.
favorite setting.
We'll see what that Telltale does with the Walking Dead license.
You should play Dark Souls and Demon Souls. There's zombies in those games.
Yeah.
All right.
They're not really zombies. They have,
Play Ocarina of Time too. There's some zombies when you
They
jump
have-
to
they
the
have
future.
daggers.
How about
Spoilers.
Castlevania? Like some
Zombies are in
Castlevania.
everything. Number 10. Skyrim won't be out until November, but the Bethesda game studio director Todd Howard is already talking about the game's DLC. When compared to the studio's last game, Fallout 3, Howard said he wants to do less DLC but make it more substantial. Fallout 3 had 5 pieces of DLC, which required 2 separate teams. He called the pace of the Fallout 3 DLC chaotic and said that he hopes Skyrim's DLC will have an expansion pack feel.
Yeah, I would like that too. I wish he talked more about what he meant specifically, though, because there was a different feel for the different DLC on Fallout 3. I have extensive experience with them, obviously. Because Point Lookout was basically an expansion pack, and so if it was going to be more like that, then that would be awesome, because Point Lookout was a whole new map. And that was by far the best piece of DLC.
Is that the one like in the boonies?
Yeah, it's in Maryland.
That was really annoying.
I love that one. That was like I thought that was better than like most.
I just hated the enemies in that one.
I like the
hillbillies.
Yeah, the hillbillies were awesome.
Man.
I really dug.
Mothership Zeta was the worst one though.
Yeah, Mothership Zeta and Operation Anchorage were the worst. The Pit was okay.
I didn't mind Anchorage.
Broken Steel was okay. You didn't mind Anchorage?
Yeah.
It was just.
I didn't dislike it.
It was kind of silly.
Yeah.
It was like a shooter.
Yeah.
But Fallout doesn't have
different.
Yeah, but Fallout doesn't have fine shooting mechanics.
True.
So it didn't work for me.
I think their strategy with DLC is not very good, because if you look at New Vegas, we still haven't seen all the DLC, and the game's almost been out for almost a year.
Well, that's because I think
there's huge development issues, right? But
yeah, to be clear, Obsidian developed that game. Obviously, Bethesda is still publishing everything, but there was severe problems with the way the game ran, and I think they had to go back and patch the shit out of the game before I'm sure the DLC was in process, and they had to stop it to fix the game. You know, you guys, listeners of Beyond, remember the famous glitch that I encountered in New Vegas, where and this is the funniest glitch I've ever encountered, where there's a side quest where you have to kill this guy on the strip, and if you take his hat, the game will not let you go back to the strip every time. So like if you scour his body and take his hat, it was something like that, right? Then if you left the strip would not render anymore when you went there, and the game would crash. So like there was like little shit like that was happening all over the game. That I think New Vegas is a better game than Fallout 3, but definitely didn't run as well.
Did you ever play it on hardcore mode?
No, not yet. So here's the thing: I want a platinum, and I like to get platinums in games I really love. So New Vegas is obviously gonna be one of those games, but I'm waiting for all the DLC to come out.
I'm waiting for the game to get patched in so I can play it.
I think there was a major patch.
They're still doing more though.
And so once the DLC comes out, I'll go back and play hardcore mode, get the platinum.
I don't know. I still think with DLC though. I've talked to analysts and marketing, third-party marketing firms. Basically, 2 months after a game comes out, DLC's gotta be out. It won't sell beyond that.
I wonder what the sales for like Dead Money were and stuff like that.
I don't know.
Because New Vegas sold fairly well. So.
But isn't the promise of DLC the reason to keep you from selling it back?
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't work, you don't think?
No.
Okay. Interesting.
I never played any of the DLC for Fallout 3, and I love Fallout 3.
I bought them all and played most of them, but I was like done.
Point Lookout's the must play, I think.
I forget which one was that? What happened?
That's when you like get on the boat and you go to the new map. It's like in Maryland.
It's like the carnival one.
Yeah, it's like an abandoned like seaside town.
Okay, yeah.
It's like really
the Ferris wheel restaurant.
It's really there's like a huge mansion there, and like you go into the woods. It's like the only like heavily wooded place in the entire game. It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Finally, number 11. Super Stardust HD turns 4 years old in July, and House Marquee wants to celebrate by holding a competition. Anyone with the game can take place in it. Simply boot up the Coventina planet in the game and go for the highest score you can get. At the end of the month, House Marquee will assess the monthly high score list where the top 5 players. What?
It's Housemarque.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's okay.
Keep calling it House Marquee though.
I'm gonna keep calling it that. It's the
House Marquee Mark.
Yeah.
It's actually like one of those Jeopardy things where you have to like put the words together. Like what's that category? It's like famous '90s rapper and Finnish game developer. House Marquee Mark.
They will assess the monthly high score list where the top 5 players will receive a grand prize and 5 other random players in the top 2,000 will receive a pretty sweet Super Stardust HD hoodie.
I want the hoodie.
Yeah, that hoodie looks.
The
dope.
hoodie looks cool.
The
Look at it
poster
on
would be pretty cool,
ps3.ign.com.
Just
But yeah,
demand it, Greg.
I don't want to do that. I
Trying to
gave
have-
Dead Nation a 7.5. They're not going to give me anything for free.
Clements has the power to do this, I think.
To win?
And I want to see if he can. I mean, we're good Stardust players. He's a very, 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 very good.
He's
Stardust
amazing. That's all he plays. That's all he. Or for a while, that's all he played.
And he just he got a new high score recently, so he's been playing. He's not rusty.
Well, him and Stephanie Lee are going at it, I believe, right? I see them trade tweet posts about it.
So at E3, I was playing the Vita game.
Yeah,
What was it
Super
called?
Stardust Delta.
talking to, I think it was maybe a producer at Sony who was there watching me.
Sure.
He's like, we've only seen one guy beat the demo today at E3. I was like, who? He's like from some IGN editor. I was like, who was he? He's like, I don't remember his name, but he had like hairs like spiky up. I was like, that's Ryan Clements.
Yeah.
So I guess Ryan Clements like sat there and beat the demo. I don't
Wes is good. He's very,
his
very
game.
good at Stardust.
That's the game I keep saying. That's the game I'm most excited about on Vita right now.
Well, Colin.
Yes.
I love to get excited about games, but sadly, Stardust isn't out. If I wanted a list of games coming out now that are in the stores, where could I go?
You go to the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all their platforms by the IGN editors.
And what platforms are we talking about?
PS2, PSP, and PS3.
What PS2 games are coming out?
We haven't had a PS2 game in probably
they're rare.
a little under a year. We did have one. Remember,
Yeah.
like some random game came out.
Yeah.
And like some collections that come out and stuff like that. Well, but we'll eventually segue it. It'll still be 3, but we'll get rid of PS2 and probably bring in Vita.
The Vita.
eventually.
I think you should keep PS2.
So
You never know.
you did it. Yeah, that's true. You do
Never know.
So there are nothing on PSP, nothing on PS2. There are 4 games though on PlayStation 3 this week. Sniper Ghost Warrior,
Yes.
which I think was already out on 360.
Yes, and it
Last
got
year?
a worst. It did not get a good score on 360,
More sloppy
and
seconds.
it got a worse score on PS3.
Oh, that's good.
So there you go.
Uh,
Don't play that probably.
Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. UFC Personal Trainer, which Ryan Clements is currently reviewing.
And he is not enjoying it, so do not buy that one either.
And Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3, and I'm sure that's going to be a
I saw
really-
Jack playing that. Don't buy that one either.
I'm sure that's going to be a really
Gundam?
different game.
Yeah.
The Gundams?
Yeah.
All
Are
right.
they working on a sequel to the Ghost Warrior game?
I have no idea.
I think so. Yeah. I thought so.
It must have sold well.
Yeah, it was popular. I don't know what people were smoking, man. They're just really interested in that.
Crack.
Well, because I know somebody who's working on. They said they were working on something related to it, and I when I said oh, is this this game? And I sent them the trailer for this re-release or whatever. And they're like, no, it's different. So
Okay.
Oh, cool.
I guess they are.
If you wanted to buy stuff off the digital storefront, there's a bunch of stuff. First off, if you're a PlayStation Plus member, go get Uncharted 3.
Which is everybody
Drake's
right-
Deception
everybody right now
multiplayer
is
beta. Correct. Yeah. If you aren't a PlayStation Plus member, remember you're still part of the Welcome Back program. Go click on the Welcome Back section. Say redeem the free 30 days of PlayStation Plus. Then you can get all.
Does that
stuff.
expire?
Yes.
It will
Like
expire.
when
Soon,
you can get it.
I think it's like
Yeah.
July 7th or something.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
say this
something
much.
like that.
What's great about the Uncharted demo is that it's download only, and I can leave my Demon Souls disc in my PS3.
All right. We'll talk more about it. Uncharted demo, or is it's not a demo, beta, is the topic of the week. Also, there's a discount on Dead Space Ignition, along with a whole bunch of other games, but don't buy Dead Space Ignition. That's what I'm here to tell you.
Yeah, I actually bought that game.
Come on,
it's
man.
pretty. I mean, a while ago because I wanted the armor or whatever. You
Oh,
get.
right. The
that the
hacker-
rail
You're
shooter?
pathetic, Colin. You're pathetic.
No, that's extraction.
Wow, it was $2.50.
Ignition was like the 3 mini game story with the melty faces.
Oh.
That was rough.
Yeah. If you're just a regular old PlayStation person, you got a whole bunch of games to buy. Beyond Good and Evil HD finally came out, $9.99. You buy that.
More sloppy seconds.
It's not really sloppy. It's just
It was
finally
supposed to
came
come out. It was supposed to come out not too long after it came out on Xbox, but the network went down.
Yeah.
And obviously, they don't want to. Ubisoft also published Outland, and so obviously they were talking to Sony saying
I
we
need
don't
to
want
get
our
that
game.
game,
We don't
too.
want our games on top of each
Outland's
other.
great. Yeah.
Outland is great on both consoles. Definitely better on PlayStation 3 because of the D-pad, but pretty
See,
negligible.
I was playing with the joystick.
I gravitate towards the analog stick until I'm telling myself that a game with fine jumping and platform mechanics needs to use the D-pad.
I don't know if it's just me, but the PlayStation, basically the D-pad, it's not what it used to be like on the original PlayStation or PlayStation 2.
What
How old's your controller?
It's
All that
new-
stuff breaks down.
It's a year old,
Okay.
but it doesn't feel good.
Mm.
I try to think about using it to control 2D games, and it doesn't. I don't know what they're doing over there.
Okay.
But I mean, I played Twisted Metal 2 with the D-pad.
Yeah.
Metal Gear with the D-pad. And I can't even touch it now.
I see. Gatling Gears as well.
Yeah. I don't
Puzzle
wanna get that.
Dimension. Streets of Rage 2.
That Puzzle Dimension game actually looks pretty cool. I think I might.
Again,
might
don't get. Well, I guess redeem that PlayStation Plus. You get Streets of Rage 2 for free. So don't bother. You save your $5. That's what you got to do.
So we got our codes for Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
I was looking at the trophy list
Uh-huh.
for it, and I was expecting that Beyond Good and Evil would have a platinum, but it doesn't. And I'm a little troubled by that.
Well, then you're not playing it.
No, I'm gonna play. I actually really like that game, but
I 100%ed it on PS2.
all the photos and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's
being pretty
foolish. Now it's out on PS3 with trophies. Why don't you wait?
Yep.
A whole bunch of other downloads, DLCs, and whatnots. But the big news, rounding out the digital downloads here, PlayStation Portable. There's a new mini called Terra Minos
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
$3.99. No description given by Ryan Clements. Oh, by the way, Ryan's not here. Sorry. He's working on that UFC game. That's no fun.
We're like 45 minutes into the podcast. I guess we should talk.
Oh yeah, he's not dead or anything. He's okay. He'll live. It's gonna be fine. That brings us to.
Oh, I will say though, before we get into Uncharted, I want a last thought on Dark Souls.
Why? It doesn't have to be your last thought.
If Namco decides to put a bunch of shitty DLC for that game, everything about Demon Souls, everything was on that disc.
Yeah.
And, if Namco decides to milk it and put a bunch of shitty DLC out, they go fuck themselves.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, Uncharted, let's go.
Well, you were a big Splatterhouse fan, so I'm sure they won't screw this one up. Yeah. So yeah, topic of the week. Uncharted 3 beta is out for PlayStation Plus members, and that's pretty much everybody now. And that's why on Tuesday night everything fell apart, and it didn't work, and everything crashed, and it was.
It works better now.
It works a lot better now.
It works awesome now. Yeah, I played a million matches yesterday. Not really a million, but I played a bunch of matches yesterday, and I had no crashes, nothing happened.
By the way, just a quick deviation back to what you were just saying. I'm playing Splatterhouse right now. I just thought that was an interesting.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, go back.
You going for the platinum in that?
Yeah, might as well.
All right. Is it easy?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
It's not a very good game either. It's an okay game.
Yeah.
Hey, so what level are all y'all?
I am level 13.
Damn.
I burned out yesterday. That was playing at work too. I was gonna come home and play more, and then I got home and I was so tired. I just watched a documentary on Pixar.
I'm level 2.
Scott Lowe. What level are you? Come on, get off your fucking phone.
I was just reading an email saying that there were tamales present in the office today.
For free?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's not fun.
I think I'm at 12 now.
Okay. And then Jimmy?
I'm almost 7.
All right.
I played with Jeff Rubenstein last night.
Oh yeah, how's Jeff? What's he
Epic match. And we played a 2-team, 2-team match. Yeah.
3-team deathmatch where each team has two people on it.
So you're saying that the match was epic, or that you two are?
So let me set it up.
Please do.
It was the airport. What's it called?
Airfield.
Airfield. It's not called airfield.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, airfield. And so it was me and Jeff. And
Jeff Rubenstein from the PlayStation blog, of course. He also makes all the minis. Him and his wife made tiramisu.
Was his wife toiling away on minis in the background while you guys were playing?
No, he said he didn't have his mic. I don't have a mic either. And he sent me a message. He's like, "Baby hid my mic," so we couldn't even talk to each other. And then I responded.
But you don't need to. You and Jeff Rubenstein.
Yeah. So in the map, when you play that, there's a turret in one of the corners.
Yeah, there's 2.
And then opposite of that, there's like a bunker on top of on top of it. So
it's like made of plywood.
Yeah.
Right. So me and Jeff are in the bunker, and another team is on the turret. It's basically a standoff.
Yeah.
You can't kill each other because there's enough coverage there. So standoff, and then so it became who can kill the other team while not moving from the post, and it ended up double overtime sudden death.
Nice. God, I love double overtime.
And Jeff got a last second kill, descended into double overtime.
Yeah.
Man, it was good. We actually ended up winning though.
Nice job. Rubes? What is he? What's his level?
He's level 7.
Okay, good.
He's not much higher than me.
Yeah.
That was like one of the few only multiplayer games that I've played where my heart was racing.
Totally. I think that's one of the best things the Uncharted beta or whatever Uncharted multiplayer so far does. Right, is that they drop in. You're talking about they drop in these double overtimes now. These overtimes they drop in power plays. So if the match starts to get out of balance, out of control, they drop in these things, like where the winning team will see everyone on the screen is going to be skeletons, so you're not sure who you're shooting. Like, it gives the lesser team a chance to catch up. And so, like, there's all these musical cues, like the music starts freaking getting pumped up like real Uncharted, and like it really gets me in the moment of what's happening.
Well, and they also, they have the set pieces, like, similar to what they have in the single player campaign, like where you start off, on the airstrip, like trying to get on the plane, and then like once you're on the ground and the level, like the air attacks come in, and like that actually
the air raid siren is like, oh shit, get inside.
Well, and that little plywood bunker like explodes randomly sometimes. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Me and Scott Lowe have been doing a lot of playing. We've been doing the 3-team deathmatch. Me and Scott Lowe, we tried to do a standoff with somebody, but the other 2 teams decided not to do that. So for about 3 minutes, Scott Lowe and I sat up at the turret waiting for people to come to our side of the map, and they just stayed on the other side of the map.
Yeah, they just kept spawning over there.
The map, it was like, we had like 2 kills, they had 13, the other team had 14. We're like, well, fuck, now we gotta move.
Yeah. I don't know, I still don't like... It's fun to play, but I still don't like the gunplay and Uncharted.
Unlocked the speed hit like booster yet.
I haven't even seen that one. Which one's that?
I don't even know what it's called. But
I'm running endurance right now, and then I unlocked a couple others.
I could be totally making this up, but I could have sworn there's like a
melee?
Speed hit, like melee.
Interesting.
Kinda. It might just have been like the one that actually speeds you up. Maybe the Beyond listeners can correct me here.
They will.
They will. But Yeah, I think
like when we did the co-op mode, right, the other day with Anthony and Aaron.
I love
Podcast
co-op, by the
Beyond
way.
fan.
Yeah.
Co-op's great. It's
Yeah.
still great. I love that wave thing. But there, it's totally understands what I want to do melee. It seems when I run at somebody as whoever, it seems like as soon as I melee, I do that like flying punch or whatever. It's like, well, why can't I carry that?
because
over
the
to
AI
multiplayer?
is slower. They don't have the evasion kind of technique as like some of these players. Like, because a lot of like one of the ones I always get like steamrolled over like by are the like super twitchy players who like are just like super fast and like roll all the time, and it's just like I hate that. But I think with the AI they're a little less.
We're hanging in there. We're having good matches.
Yeah. I mean we're always coming up near the top.
Yeah. We're getting there.
We're seasoned vets.
Colin, you just started playing.
Yeah, I played a little bit this morning.
How are you feeling about it?
I
I heard a lot of cursing from you.
Yeah, it's Uncharted.
Yeah.
I mean, what gets me most excited about Uncharted is single player. So
Yeah.
I don't really take this into account and how I would enjoy the game because I'm only going to play it really to the extent of I guess the trophies and maybe to try it out unless it's super addicting. I really like some games online. I really dig Fear online, and so I'm playing it not for trophies, just for fun. And I really liked Resistance 2 online.
Yeah. But we had fun with Uncharted 2 when we did it for Extra Life.
No, we did. I mean, it's surprising how fun that game can be. I agree with Jim in the sense that the game's mechanics feel proper in single player, but don't translate completely great to multiplayer. It's definitely not a great multiplayer game. It's a good multiplayer game, and it's surrounded by what is no doubt going to be, if it's anything like the first two Uncharted games, probably a great campaign, and that's what's important. But but I don't know, you have to get used to the controls and stuff like that, and the third person action, especially when you're playing a lot of first person shooters. And it's a fun game. It's certainly better than most of what's out there in the online sphere. But I'm not.
I felt like I always had to check my back because someone could be behind me. Yeah. And I guess to go back to Gears of War, I think what's cool about Gears of War is the maps are designed, and I'm probably gonna get yelled at for this because I don't play too much Gears of War multiplayer, but when I did, I felt like the maps were designed to sort of funnel me and keep me.
Make it manageable.
I could see. I didn't have to worry about people coming up from behind me too much.
See, my thing is first off, I love third-person perspective. That's first-person perspective. I immediately feel like I'm just a camera and a gun. That's why I don't enjoy it as much. I like being able to see what's happening. I like feeling like I'm watching a movie, I guess, or something like that.
But the thing with that is, I hate when I think it's cheesy to see someone running. They can't see you, but you can see them running. I don't know. I'm kind of like.
What do you mean? Like if I'm behind you?
No. Like if you're just running around you're at a corner, you can turn the camera to see who's coming without actually having to be around the corner.
I see what you mean.
Whereas as a first-person game, you wouldn't know that.
See, my whole thing to it though is that I always feel like I have a better chance in Uncharted. I feel like even when there's a really, really good Uncharted player, I can still get them. I can still beat them. In a first-person shooter, I always feel like I'm getting trounced. I'm always getting rolled.
And I was playing with some dudes who are level 24,
oh, no,
25. They're really fucking good.
I was telling Scott last night, Christine Steimer is sick, and she's still my roommate. So I went home last night and shook her out of bed to make her play with me. And we played 2 matches, and they were a 3-team deathmatch, and we went in against these guys who were 23 and 24. And these motherfuckers were destroyed. They just moved like locusts together around. They must have had like a preset routine they like to do, and they just smoked everybody. But I still got kills on them.
See,
I still put up respectable numbers.
What's the best gun?
Well, I think it all comes down to mods, right? I still stick with the AK. I like the AK.
I like the other one.
I
just like the way it fires. I feel like
I like
the 3
fire.
burst bolts. Yeah. See, I like.
But I don't know if it does more damage.
Well, it does more
does.
damage. And it packs more of a punch, and it's more accurate. But the problem is since there's so much kind of close combat in a lot of these levels, you get kind of screwed if you somebody creeps up on you.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I've just been pouring all my weapon mods into the AK. I have the rate of fire cranked up now. It shoots faster. I think the other mod is
medals were the incremental kind of upwards on that.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. I mean, it's just to me when I don't know. It's it's kind of a double-edged sword because with Naughty Dog didn't have to give anyone Uncharted multiplayer in the second game, and they certainly didn't have to in the third game.
Yeah.
And they did, and it's cool, and it worked, and it gave the game more replayability, and I think kept people around longer. You still see people playing Among Thieves on my friends list and stuff like that, and obviously they're not playing the single-player campaign. But it's just not something I'm excited about. I'm actually. I'm really excited about the campaign. I'm really excited about it, and I really want to play it. But this is just kind of, I guess, icing on the cake. It's not. I don't think it's going to be a reason for people to buy the game. There are certainly going to probably be better online shooters, or whatever. And I think that.
But for PS3, I mean, better.
Well,
online
I mean, it's
third-person shooters.
when I think about online shooters on PS3, specific Sony games, I think about Killzone, and that game seems to have more of has placed more emphasis on online gameplay, and even to an extent Resistance, which you and I have played pretty extensively now, and that game has, I think, a split emphasis. Like with Killzone, I think it's like almost a third campaign and 2/3 online. Like if you're not going to play the game online, you're really probably not. It's probably not a game for you. Resistance is probably half and half, and I think with Uncharted, it's like the exact opposite, really, where it's like.
I've been saying this for years. All they have to do is when we get to this digital revolution, whenever it's coming soon. They should just put out a single-player Uncharted game, $40, and then put out the multiplayer for $20. Or they do something like a free-to-play, like let's say you could download the beta as it is now. You get those 2 maps and those character skins for free. You could play those or for like a week or 2 weeks for a free trial, and then you pay $5 a month. You get extra maps, more characters, more weapons, and then you can pay more to get download skins and sunglasses for
microtransactions.
So, to me, it makes more sense to just release the multiplayer as it is, singular, with microtransactions and some missions.
Because you don't want to pay for it. You don't want to play multiplayer, so you'd rather just buy the single player.
I don't want to pay $60 for a game, but I'm willing to play 2/3 of it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. It's also an interesting. I mean, I would be interested to see.
It's just an archaic the way they do it now, with having to package it all in one thing.
Well, for a disc-based medium, it makes sense. But I mean, if you're talking about like downloadable, I mean, I think that's a better.
No, you can still do the single player Uncharted game on a disc, and then if you want the multiplayer, you just buy it online.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just.
But the argument would be how many people try it. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things when you do. I bet there's a lot of I would have never played.
It's a big risk, but someone's gonna do it eventually, and whoever does it first is gonna come up big. Like imagine if for Halo 4, Microsoft's you can play that. You don't have to even buy the single player for Halo 4. You can just pay us $5 a month, and you can play as much Halo multiplayer as you want.
I mean, it's an interesting model. I'm more concerned about the development cycle and I guess resources that are being used or whatever. And I think that with Among Thieves, you saw that the game didn't really suffer because they made the multiplayer.
I wouldn't worry too much about that.
But I just wonder, like, I would sacrifice the entire. With the quality that with what Uncharted is known for, which is like really the high quality, the great characters, the great voice acting, the really funny banter and all that stuff, I would sacrifice the entire online functionality for 5 more hours of campaign. Of that. But
that's such a weird way to put it. Like, I want them to make a story they want to make, and I want it to be as long as it needs to be long. I don't want them to feel like they have to add stuff to it now and try to pad this campaign now with missions that are boring or like, you know what I mean?
I suppose, but I mean, I still think that that's the the meat of the product.
I don't know.
I hear that. That's Uncharted.
I hear that problem all the time, but no one's ever actually come up with an example of a game that had a multiplayer added where the actual single player suffered. I've never heard one.
No, I think you've had it the other way around though. I think a good example would be like Raven's Wolfenstein, where the online, especially on PS3, like barely ran. But the campaign itself was huge. It's a gigantic game, and it probably didn't even need to have online functionality because it's Wolfenstein. Like I think they felt like they needed to put it in there. So I actually think that it could be the other way around as well.
Battlefield Bad Company 2 is a good example of a shitty story single player campaign with awesome multiplayer. Like I've maybe played 20 minutes of the
right, but I've never seen a game that had multiplayer added to it where the actual like single player was considered crap because of it.
But I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that there must be a delineation between the people that are working on campaign and the people that are working on multiplayer and using those resources to make the campaign better.
We didn't see anything with Dead Space 2 happen with the multiplayer.
Dude, I mean, I think actually we just talked about it. A good example of that might be Killzone 3 because I thought the campaign in that game was really weak. And I think that
Killzone's kind of weak in general.
Well, I agree. I think it's not. I'll say that it's not a series that really is up my alley.
And that game to me seems like a cash-in.
But
a lot of reused assets. Like
Killzone 2 is a better game than Killzone 3 in my opinion. And the campaign in Killzone 2 was obviously much better than Killzone 3. But again, like Killzone 3 places emphasis on the multiplayer, and so like obviously resources came away from making the campaign more robust so they can have the multiplayer stuff that people are still going to be playing for years. So I think that there is something to be said about that. I think there is some evidence of that.
I don't know. I think once we get into digital, we can then just Naughty Dog can put out a multiplayer Uncharted game separate from the single player game whenever they feel like it, and make it subscription based, and they're not overlapping.
Yeah, I don't disagree that that's going to be the model, but
the idea of subscription-based multiplayer is
the future.
It's totally infuriating. Like, I hate the idea of that. Like, I understand paying for like something like Xbox Live or PlayStation, Plus, but
I don't understand paying for Xbox Live, but
Well, I mean, because that pays for the feature of online gaming. That makes sense. But if and that's a flat rate annually or monthly, whatever. But paying per game, depending on in different modes and stuff like that. That is just ridiculous.
No, well, you could still play Uncharted multiplayer for free, but if you want to get all the extra multiplayer modes and maps and items, just give them $5 a month.
I wonder what the bot.
There are people who are willing to do that. They could easily get 100.
Well, yeah, but then there'll be the whole argument like there's so many people who are anti-PlayStation Plus. You know what I mean? Because I'm only renting that content. So to get the maps, I'm paying $5 a month. So when I stop, I can't use those maps anymore. When I stop the subscription.
No, I don't know. I don't know how it would work. I'm just telling you, there are probably at least a million Uncharted fans that would give Sony $5 a month to play a premium service of Uncharted multiplayer.
Yeah, I don't disagree that that's gonna probably be the way it goes. But
because Activision they're losing so much money in Call of Duty multiplayer. More people are playing multiplayer than they are single player. Single player, I don't know how much millions of dollars of that costs to make. So they're just realizing that now. That's why they're putting out Elite. So I mean, they don't even have to put out a single player Call of Duty game.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
True.
Yeah,
that's
nobody
a good
cares
point.
about that point. All right,
Yes.
Colin.
Yeah.
Beyond at IGN.com is the inbox here for the show. A bunch of Uncharted 3 beta questions. The first is the Starman 2112. He says, should betas have trophies?
No.
Scott.
Yeah.
Jim.
I don't really care.
The correct answer, I think, is no. I don't think they should, because this is the whole problem, right? Is that we've talked about this before in the show, is that so many betas have just become demos, right? I'm going to release a beta for my game a month out.
It's a marketing
so
thing.
You can't
as well.
change anything. Whereas Naughty Dog, I think, literally pushed this one out to say, what's wrong with this? And then they, like on Tuesday night when everything was failing and you couldn't get a match to go and it was running at 2 frames a second, people were all over Twitter feeling so indignant that they've been robbed of their time and this doesn't work.
It's a free beta.
You're the one who posted. Yeah, I guess people have forgotten what beta means. Like, you're there to test the game.
And it got retweeted like a million times because it was like it's a beta. It's literally a beta. A beta means that you test the game. It's not alpha. It's not like broken, but it's a game that they need to fix a lot of bugs with or whatever. And yeah, like you said, I absolutely agree. I mean, SOCOM's a good example, right? Didn't that game get like a multiplayer beta or whatever, like right before it was supposed to come out or whatever?
I think so.
And obviously other games like get those things. And I understand that you want to have a demo, but there is no. People need to differentiate between what a demo and a beta is, and this is a true beta.
Remember in the olden days when betas were harder to come by and get into, they went out to the hardest of hardcore internet message board kids because they knew they would go post comments about what's wrong. How many people know even how to get to the forums for Uncharted 3 right now? And because they have a beta support forum, they want you to go report issues to.
Yeah, there's nothing like it would be nice to have like a scrolling like marquee in the game, like on a menu that just says like go to whatever to report bugs or whatever.
Exactly.
And obviously they're probably watching.
Obviously, yeah, they're doing Twitter searches. I mean, they know how now in this social media network and whatever.
I mean, I don't agree with the practice of calling a beta when it's really a demo, but like I like the idea of rewarding people for playing, engaging in the beta. Like one of the things I liked about the Gears of War 3 beta is that like you unlock certain things by playing when the retail game came out. Like maybe it's in-game rewards, maybe not so much trophies or achievements, but like I like that idea because it gives an element of exclusivity. You feel like you were like a forerunner, and it also kind of make it, once you're done with the beta or the beta is done, you feel like you have something left.
It's funny you say that because Ben wrote into Beyond at IGN.com. He had 2 questions, but his first was, will my progression in the beta carry over to the game in November? The answer is no. However, your progress in the beta will get you unlocks in the game.
Oh,
so
okay.
just by using the beta, you get an avatar. Then it's in-game rewards from there. If you reach level 25, you get handsomely rewarded with in-game cash when the real game begins. So there is an incentive to play and do stuff.
Our goal.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't worry. Yeah. I know. So there's plenty to do there. There is something, but it's not actually like giving you trophies or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Hey, here, you're a beta tester. Here's a shirt for home or whatever the hell it is. You know what I mean? Like. A lot of stuff like that. I think you are unlocking clothing options too.
Yeah, there's unlocks, and that's cool. I mean, I'm down with that. I just don't think that you don't want people to get into betas so that, like, we play some games for the wrong reasons, for trophies or whatever. And betas are, I think, a little more serious in that, like, they're supposed to, you're trying to help the developer like make the game better. So I don't think you want to give people the wrong reasons to get involved.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, but then there's also the option of like using saving a trophy or an achievement for when the retail game launches. I've seen a few games do this where like the beta, like participating in the beta and playing, certain titles previously unlocked a certain achievement or trophy. I think it was like maybe one of the Battlefield games that did it. Like if you had that data on your drive and it saw that you previously played this game, like you get achievement.
That would be pretty cool. Although that would drive people nuts on PlayStation just because they
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to get a platinum if they get into the beta.
Important to point out too, Ben, even though your progress from the beta doesn't carry over to when the game comes out in November, in October, if you go to Subway, you buy a specially marked sandwich or something, you get a code to download the multiplayer and start playing a month early, and that progress carries over. That's all.
So when I go to Subway, here's what I get. I get a 6-inch wheat toasted before anything's put on it.
Yeah.
3
You
scoops,
just have the bread go through.
just the bread.
Okay.
3 scoops of tuna
That's disgusting.
because I don't want my tuna toasted.
Jesus.
And then I get a little bit of lettuce on it.
Yeah.
And then some vinegar.
That sounds good.
Thoughts?
I don't like. I'm not a big tuna salad fan or whatever that is.
Yeah.
I like going through. I get roast beef and cheese, but double roast beef, double cheese. That's it.
Jesus.
Just bread and meat and cheese. I'm disgusted.
I don't know. I feel a little insecure about my Subway sandwich preference.
Why?
Well, that's
I
weird.
don't know. Like people in front of me, this guy gets a foot long with everything on it,
Yeah.
and I'm getting like this weird piece of bread with some
Paltry
tuna.
sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're not the weirdest Subway consumer.
Ryan writes in. He says, also, any idea on who the female voice is that keeps giving you updates during the matches? It doesn't sound like Chloe or Elena. New female character, perhaps? It sounds like Oracle from Batman.
Isn't the voice the villain?
I don't think it's Catherine Marlowe.
I don't know. I have no idea.
If you're on the villains, is the voice the same? Like depending on which.
Yeah,
team you're on?
you fall
Oh.
behind, catch up, don't die, it's almost over.
Huh.
Yeah, and she sounds too young to be Catherine Marlowe, even though it plays into my 450-year-old.
Have they changed any of the voice actresses from Uncharted 2?
No, nothing official, but the trailer sounds like Elena. It sounds like Chloe. I usually have a pretty good ear for when they change people around. Let's do one more Uncharted question. What do you say, Colin?
Sure.
All right, this is from Gavin.
Okay.
This is a one to ponder.
Okay.
I was wondering if after Naughty Dog releases Uncharted 3, that would be the end of the trilogy, or if they plan to continue Nathan's story. And if it is the end of Nathan's story, do Yoi think they will continue the franchise in another way?
I don't know. I think they got to take a break after this one. I want to see something else out of Naughty Dog after this.
I think they'll do something new and then pass off Uncharted to someone else.
That's a dangerous. I don't. No one else can do Uncharted. I'm saying outside of the NGP thing with Bend. Sure, that's its own thing. That's fine. Whatever. But I'm saying a PS3 Uncharted, they're never gonna let anyone. But
I don't know, man. I mean,
the fidelity of that game,
Okay, so
how good it looks, how
here's where you're wrong
smoothly
already.
it runs.
Sony, that's one of Sony's best-selling games, right?
Yeah.
So you have this situation where you have Naughty Dog either keep making them make Uncharted games, which you know they don't want to do, or find someone else to do it. Just say we're not going to do Uncharted now is insane.
I think that's why they give them a boatload of cash and say, Naughty Dog, continue to do this, expand your studio more,
or
keep
or
getting
expanding the
huge.
studio,
yeah,
like,
you can do other stuff for us, please do.
Insomniac.
But yeah, please break into teams and keep doing it Uncharted.
yeah, I mean, to me, I wouldn't be shocked if they gave it off to another team, and I wouldn't be shocked if the game ended up being quite what you know like a Naughty Dog level thing. Because I mean, not to say Sly is anything near the level of Uncharted, but those are great games, and one studio made those games, and then they did pass it off, and the game, we saw the game in action, and it looks just like Sucker Punch did that game.
Yeah, but and no offense to Sucker Punch or Zanzaru or anything, you're wearing the shirt, by the way.
Yeah, I am.
Good
I am
job,
wearing
good
a
And the
Oh,
guy also won that PSN.
I don't know what that means. What the hell are you talking about?
One of the developers at that studio won the 25 PSN.
Oh yeah, Ninja XYZ.
Yeah.
He's a developer from here. I didn't know he worked for Zanzaru. He just said he works for a developer.
Yeah.
That's funny. Awesome. Good job, yeah. If you remember, we put up the top 25 PlayStation Network games, and we gave away one code that had all 25 and Ninja XYZ on my IGN1 and Twitter. So follow him, congratulate him. He put up a video of him with all the games too, which was fun. And I forgot my point now where I was going. So thanks, Jim.
Zanzaru, Sly 4.
Yes, I think Uncharted is. I mean, that's a platformer with that's cartoon characters, and you can have all this stuff you want to do with it. Whereas the Uncharted games are just synonymous with being this experience that's a movie that you're playing that has awesome lip syncing and awesome motion capture and all these awesome actors, and then combining that with all these visuals that are amazing. Like that's a huge task for someone just to take.
The blueprint's already there. The engine's already there. They know what they're doing. To make an Uncharted game, you kind of already know what you have to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that insane to think that someone else could do that
But
game.
it's such a character-driven thing that if Naughty Dog decided to make Drake retire or even die or something in 3, having someone continue that storyline would be pretty difficult. Because like something like a Halo has a universe, like where you could just keep exploring, like the various aspects of it. But Uncharted is all about the characters. Like there's no like overarching kind of problem that anybody could throw characters into.
Naughty Dog would still oversee the project. They could still get the same writers doing it. It's just finding different people to make the levels, and that's not that. I don't think it's that insane to do.
They should do a young Drake, like a young Indiana Jones.
No, they should not.
I mean, isn't the Vita game is a prequel, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
that looks kind of like an Uncharted game.
True.
Almost.
True.
So
I agree.
They're right. It's not like it's not there. So.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
I think there's a difference though in stepping back to a handheld and what you're expecting on a handheld versus stepping forward for Uncharted 4 and saying, "All right, here you go, high impact."
Plus, that studio has done. I mean, Bend has done handheld games of
other people's stuff.
So, I mean, that's
Siphon Filter,
thing.
Resistance. They know what they're doing.
But at the same time, I think it's about how passionately you feel about a certain franchise or whatever. Because like, obviously, another company could do a Resistance game, but I really wouldn't want anyone else to do a Resistance game. So I think it's just I think I agree with Jim in that. I think other developers are totally capable, and I think Sly is a proof that.
True.
But at the same time, like you want these guys to do what they do best or whatever. But at that same time, like I want Naughty Dog to do something else. I want them to. I want preferably I'd want no more Uncharted games this generation.
Wow.
Make Uncharted a PS4 launch title, and in the meantime, get one more PS3 game out and make it something different. Like do something else. Like these guys,
but it's such a cash cow.
I am sure. Yeah, I agree with that, but I am sure that Naughty Dog does not want to make another Uncharted game right now. Like I just
don't have that. I don't think they really have that choice.
I don't know. It's like I'm sure they have other ideas. I'm sure they have writers and people that are like, we want it. Like I'm sure they're working on other stuff and they want to get it greenlit.
But to the point of the PS4 thing, I think there's just enough of a gap for that to work. I mean, I think
2 years.
Yeah, I mean, if they take one, like a one game off, and do something else, and then come back to it for the launch of the 4, I mean, I think that timeline is just enough to keep people, keep it fresh.
Well, I don't think you want to launch with Uncharted.
Why not?
Why not?
That was huge.
What else would you launch with?
No. It's not like you don't have games with it, but everyone's going to buy a PS4 at launches anyway.
They aren't.
You put Uncharted 4 out 6 months after it comes out, or even a year after.
What do you mean? What do you think makes?
Well, when did Uncharted 1 come out? PS3.
2007. Yeah.
When did PS3 launch?
2006.
There you go.
No one bought PS3 when it came out.
Exactly.
Nobody knew the Uncharted franchise.
Right, but it's going to sell out the first 4 months.
You just can't have a situation like I
Wait,
think.
what?
Dude, you can't have a situation like with the PS2 where, you have Summoner and Fantavision or something like that. Like, people bought PS2 because, A, it was an affordable DVD player, and B, like, PlayStation was really popular, so people bought that. PlayStation 3 changed that because it was too expensive. The notion of what PlayStation is has changed, or whatever. Now you need...
People didn't buy it for
that's
a
why.
long time.
That's why Vita has all these games, because they realize that they can't launch this handheld without a bunch of games. And I think the same thing's with the PS4. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like an Uncharted game and a Resistance game.
You don't put your best game out the day the console launches.
I don't know. I disagree. I think you have to have a killer app right away, or no one's going to buy it. Especially if
you
it's
put
going
good
to cost
games. You don't put out your best game.
Or God of War or something like that. You need something. There's going to be something. Like
I would say they would try to learn from the mistakes of the PS3 and put out a franchise people associate with.
Halo 3 launched 2 years after Xbox came out, 360.
Yeah, but even with Xbox, it was a slow burn, and you have to remember that the big launch title for PlayStation 3 was Resistance, and that wasn't compelling to anyone because no one knew what the hell it was. So. I just think they need to do something. Like I think
you launch new IP when the console launches.
I don't know, man.
I disagree. This time around, I think everybody write this one down. Podcast Beyond episode 195. Whenever PlayStation 4 is coming out,
it's not going to be a launch title.
Send this back and let us know if one of the giant franchises. Can we make it that?
Well, what's a giant Sony franchise?
God of War,
Metal Gear,
Uncharted. Yeah, Metal Gear would probably be another.
That's not really a Sony franchise. But.
Well, yeah, that's
you
all right.
Know what I mean, though.
Well, we'll say let's pick 3. So we'd say Uncharted, God of War, and. I don't know, Ratchet or something. I don't know.
Ratchet's dead. No offense, Ratchet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree.
What if
I'm having trouble here thinking of big
What
Sony
if it's
games.
an exclusive Metal Gear?
It's not going to be an exclusive Metal Gear.
I think Metal Gear. I think
Konami's not going down that road.
I think the next number Metal Gear definitely is going to be exclusive.
Nope.
Well, I mean,
Konami likes money. They need money.
What about Peace Walker? They did that with Peace Walker. Here's an exclusive Metal Gear, and then
on
they
PSP.
put it
on PSP.
Yeah, I know, guys. Hilarious. Ha ha ha. Anyways,
well, they're doing a Metal Gear on DS, 3DS.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that there's an exclusive Metal Gear that one day is sure for going to be for everybody, whatever. Whenever Xbox 720 gets off the ground.
Yeah.
Can we count that?
Exclusive, big budget console game now.
Okay. I don't want Resistance. I think no.
No, Resistance.
We can put what about
Infamous.
Siphon Filter? Siphon Filter. No, that's not big enough.
I mean, not anymore. I mean, that would be huge if
Twisted
they
Metal, no.
supported it.
Killzone.
Yeah, Killzone will probably.
All right,
be
fine.
out
There we
soon.
go.
So Killzone, Uncharted, and God of War. None of those are launching when the PS4
Okay,
launches.
that's that. Everybody mark this one on your
That's
calendars.
insane.
Episode 195. Just one of them is all we need to.
But no, I was agreeing with you, Greg. I was saying that Konami putting an exclusive dumping money into a Metal Gear game on PSP proves that they are willing to do exclusive Metal Gear games. And I'm telling you, Metal Gear Solid 5 will be an
That's a
PS3
huge
exclusive.
budget difference between that and Metal Gear 4.
I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying Metal Gear Solid 5 will be a PS3 exclusive.
No.
Metal Gear Rising is the multi-console game. Metal Gear Solid 5 is going to be a PS3 game.
Konami likes money.
I don't know. They keep making games that would make you think they don't like money.
So they're
Keep
putting out
putting out
Libre,
games.
They're putting out all those HD collections.
What was that game?
Yeah.
What was that wrestling? Lucha Libre, right?
Lucha Libre.
Look, so
Heroes
their library,
of Del Ring.
their library isn't that strong.
But
But Metal Gear is a moneymaker.
You know,
Okay.
exclusives come with money. You know, I mean, Sony pays for exclusives. I mean, it's not like
So the money that Sony paid for exclusive Metal Gear, they couldn't make up with 360 sales
Maybe
or
not.
PC sales.
they could, but it's also, you know, it's a political thing too. I mean, like you want to, you know, please your hardware partners.
No, the day of third-party exclusives are dead.
I don't think so, man.
All right.
How do you explain Gears of War remaining Microsoft exclusive?
Well, I'm not. I don't know the who owns what in that deal. I think Microsoft owns the publishing rights for that franchise. So Epic can only put out Gears of War games on Microsoft. Right
Yeah,
now.
but no matter what the length of like someone recently said, like there will never never be Gears of War will never be on the PlayStation. There's no such thing as a lifetime deal. So I mean, it's like
I mean that was done before 360 came out. But I'm pretty sure Epic wouldn't want to do another deal like that ever again. Because they're just losing out on money.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think that there will be
The same reason that Konami did a 360 or a PS3 exclusive for Metal Gear, as before the time we're in now, where you can't do it.
I think
third-party
you know,
exclusive.
more importantly, there will never be an exclusive franchise moving forward. But the idea of like 5 being on PS3 and Rising being on, you know, multi-platform, you know, and doing like kind of alternating like that, I don't think that's crazy. I think that makes sense.
I
don't
think
think so
timed
either.
exclusives are the future. That's all it is. Everyone, you'll have, you know, whatever.
No, just
the next
exclusive,
GTA will be on
DLC,
for 6 months on
exclusive
something.
DLC. Like
I think
exclusive
people are going to
levels.
start. I think people, now that the consoles are on their feet, you're going to see more people dropping money for timed exclusives.
Well, eventually there's gonna be no consoles. Everything will stream to
Yeah,
your
but
TV.
I've
I'm
heard
sick-
this before.
I'm sick of these conversations though about this because that future is not close. I'm sorry when everyone keeps saying that it's not. And if by close you mean a decade away, then okay. But that's not on the. That's like not
No,
on the
I think
horizon.
we'll get one
That's
more
not
console
to-
generation.
That's not
it.
tomorrow.
you
PlayStation
have
4
two.
and Xbox 360 or 720 will come out. There will be like 7 years with those consoles. There will be exclusives on those consoles. They will be disc
Coming
based.
faster than you think, Colin.
I don't know, man. I mean, it is coming fast. I believe that there will be a unified console one day, but all this talk about like how it's like right around the corner is nonsense. It's not right around the corner.
Unified consoles, yeah, I don't think that is necessarily realistic or even soon.
But OnLive is the future. Not
Something
necessarily,
like
not,
OnLive.
not necessarily OnLive itself.
Yeah,
But no one
the
cares
idea.
about no one cares about online,
The problem-
which
but-
shows that that's not ready yet.
But no matter what the industry thinks, like there are limitations beyond it. I mean, like, the thing is like, you know, no matter what the game industry wants to do, their install base will be totally fucked because in the United States, the infrastructure can't support widespread, like, kind of streaming only, like, gaming media. I mean, you can, but then it'll look like shit. I mean, like, and the
I don't
gameplay.
know. I
will be-
played OnLive and it looks okay.
Yeah, but
It
not
looks-
everyone is playing online right now. Is what
Well,
I'm
not
saying.
everyone, and not everyone has.
It's a prototype proof of concept, but it
But
works.
I mean, look at the PlayStation Network on Tuesday. Everybody tried to download Uncharted. I mean, and everything ran slowly.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
huge-
the interface.
there's
of the
huge
PS4
Things are being very
limitations.
different 10 years from now.
Ah, true. Yeah,
I-
even in my brain, Johnny Mnemonic.
I disagree. I mean, I agree, but I think like, and I agree that this future is 2020, 2025 or something like that.
Yeah.
But like I think we have like this proclivity of getting like way ahead of ourselves, like where it's like that, you know, we're in this current console generation. We will not see PlayStation 4 until probably 2013 at the earliest. So like, and that will be a disc-based console with exclusives and all these things. And then you have to imagine that console is going to have its own life cycle and stuff like that. So we are getting. I want to save these conversations until we're like 5 years in the PlayStation.
What
4.
if I told you the next Xbox console might not have a disc drive?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. But I don't think I don't believe it, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't. You know, it's possible, but that think about it. We are in an ivory tower in a sense, not in terms of what we do for a living, but in terms of where we are geographically.
Yeah.
And where we are in terms of just being normal middle class people. Having a digital thing in Wyoming is going to take away all of the rural gamers will not have, still don't, a lot of people in the United States still don't have high-speed internet. They still are using dial-up modems. They still can't access PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, nonetheless access it to download games and have high bandwidth. You're going to have to pay for all the bandwidth that you're paying for. It's like, I just think there are reasons, plus the political reasons of, big publishers and places like GameStop really fighting this.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's right or wrong, I mean, that's going to be a huge force. That's going to be a huge lobby. That's going to stop this from trying to stop this from happening. Steam is doing fine, but Steam is
PC's dead.
But Steam is really people talk about Steam, and Steam makes a lot of money, but Steam is also a niche. Not a lot of people play PC games. So many times more people play console games.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure more people play games on PC now, right now than ever.
That's not we're not talking about flash games. We're talking about people that buy things.
Game is a game.
I don't know, man. I disagree. I mean, when you look at what is there 50 million PlayStation 3s out there? There are definitely not 50 million
high-end gaming rigs.
Yeah, there's just not.
Well, how many people are actually playing those 50 million PS3s?
You are.
What?
I don't know. I just think this talk of the digital revolution.
Coming. Talk to any developer. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
No shit, Jim. Of course it's coming, but it's not right around the corner. We're preparing for this inevitability that's not here yet. And it will not be here for 10 years.
Well, because kind of aggressively keep reminding us this is all about the money, and there's not enough money in digital yet. Because again, you can't capture 100% of the market. You can't get the retail, install and the kind of visibility there. There's no substantial amount of money. That's why On Live is the only one doing On Live. The thing is you're doing the streaming thing. It's just because it's a really aggressive business model that requires a lot of consumer education and a lot of technology behind it that most people aren't willing to commit to yet. And I see downloadable games being able to download Uncharted, number one, day one, and more people moving towards that as a more likely future. But 100% kind of downloadable console or even streaming is way far out.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you, just in my own gut instinct, even though there's rumors to the contrary from time to time, whatever, and you hear about, solid state this and solid state that, PlayStation 4 and Xbox 720 will not be solid state consoles.
So do you think more people will buy Vita games on the internet or at stores?
I don't know. I think it will probably be somewhere in the middle. I think it depends on the game specifically. I think a game like Stardust, if it's $10 or something like that.
Also, how big storage going to be on the Vita?
Yeah,
we don't know how.
There's a lot of, and that's also different because Vita is a solid state handheld, and that's obviously going into the direction of what phones have already done, and that's paved the way. But home entertainment, I think, is a different story entirely. Yeah. I think about a game like Alien Zombie Megadeath, which is a game that no one has played, and it's on PlayStation Network. It came out by itself. It was the only game to come out last week. And I just downloaded it on a whim and ended up reviewing it because I really liked it. And there's under 2,000 people on the leaderboard.
Who here goes and rents movies at a movie store?
Not me.
No one.
Exactly.
That's why they're all closed. But they go out and buy them.
Yeah, they get Netflix discs.
Yeah. Hard copy media is still alive and well.
Yeah. It's not as simple as everybody's downloading movies or streaming Netflix.
It's supplemental. If you want to, you can. But I don't think anybody will ever say
Netflix model's the future.
No, there's no doubt about that either, dude. But and I'm not denying that the trend is going up and continuously going up.
I'm not saying it's not 25 years away either. It's 10 years away.
I'm not saying it's 25 years away either. I'm just saying it's no less than 10 years away, and that I just think we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're not enjoying the now. We're not enjoying the technical.
I'm enjoying it.
Well, we're not enjoying the technical baby steps that we're taking towards new consoles and new graphical fidelity and better experiences and stuff like that because we're so focused on this digital revolution that's coming a long time away or whatever, and we're kind of hypothesizing about those things. But I just think we're getting way too ahead of ourselves with it.
All right.
I don't know. I don't really understand why we would want to do that.
All right, that's Reader Mail.
Yeah.
We had a good discussion. We've all said our piece. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, save this episode, 195, so that in 10 years from
now, you
guys
are fucking crazy.
You can remind us what's happened and if it actually happened. That is the end of Reader Mail. Remember, if you want to be a part of beyond at IGN.com. Remember, too, that we are doing a live 200th episode here in San Francisco. If you want to be a part of it, it's on August 4th in San Francisco. You need to email beyond at IGN.com with the subject line, Live 200. Include your name, address, age, phone number, and some kind of proof that you can come to San Francisco to be part of the show.
Where is it being held?
We're not announcing that. If you get invited to come to the show,
I go to it?
You can come to the show. Sure, Jim. All right. If you get invited to come to the show, we will confirm where it is. That way we don't have people.
Is it in the city?
Yeah, it's in San Francisco proper. There'll be a guest list outside. So don't try to crash it because they'll figure.
It's not
out.
at the office.
I can't confirm or deny where it is, Jim Reilly.
It's not in my apartment.
It might be at your apartment.
No.
So beyond at IGN.com, live 200, and the subject line.
Vacuum the carpets.
Remember.
Wash the sheets.
Remember, if you want to be part of the show, beyond at IGN.com, remember you can follow us on Twitter at IGN. I'm at GameOverGreggy. Scott Lowe is saying something.
Scott, I was going to say, to the point of the 200 thing, I'm trying to wrestle up some free shit for people who attend. So,
you'll get treated well if you come.
Yeah, so if you come, there may be free crap.
I'll ask Namco if I can get some Dark Souls shirts to pass out.
Thank you. Scott Lowe
You've
is
certainly advertised enough for them.
at Scott Lowe.
Yes.
Didn't you change your
Colin
Twitter
is
name?
at
it's
no
just
taxation.
my name.
At no taxation.
What did it used to be before, Scott Lowe?
It was a bunch of
Slow
dumb
IGN.
shit.
Oh, slow IGN. Yeah, you don't want that.
It was also then Yo Scott Lowe, which was really dumb.
Well, because the guy...
we don't need. They
go
know.
a few
The
episodes
listeners
back.
know.
Yeah.
Jim Reilly is at Jim Reilly.
Yep.
All right, that's easy. I usually say, Ryan, take me home now, but Ryan is forsaking us, so I'll take us home myself. Ryan Clements got this email. Hi, Ryan, Greg, and Colin, everybody else. Love the show, guys. Been listening since way back around the 20s, I think. This is Dale Driver, by the way. Dale Driver. Anyway, got a song for you. Hope you like it. It's called Vile High Club and is by my band, King Hermit. We're an unsigned band based in the UK. I actually might get a boner if you play this on the show. You can download it on iTunes. You can download it on iTunes, watch a video on YouTube, and we have an iPhone game based around the song. This is the future we live in. It's free on the App Store. So yeah, thank you, Dale.
What's the name of the song or the app?
I don't know. He didn't put that in there. I'm guessing you could search for Vile High Club and find it that way. If not, you could search for just find go onto the internet, find King Hermit, then look for in Vile High Club. Put that in there too. You'll find everything you need to know. Cool. Remember, send in songs to the beyond@ign.com like I've reminded you about a million other things. Until then, thank you all for being part of the show. Mm-hmm. Enjoy the Uncharted multiplayer beta. Thank you for coming back, Jim Reilly. We've missed you. You're already taking the headphones off.
Yeah.
Beyond!
Beyond.